Open up the deck lid. The engine is a 2332. It's just been freshened up in the last month. The internals include a SCAT 84mm forged chromoly crank, forged chromoly H-beam rods, Wiseco pistons. Heads were done by Jeff Denham. The cam is a Steve Long racing cam. It was a pretty drag race specific cam that was in there. It's been reground. It's a little bit mellower now, but still got plenty of torque, plenty of bottom end, and it's so far I've really liked the new cam. Those are Weber 48 IDAs. They are real Italian IDAs, not the Spanish ones. And let's see if I can zoom in on that. There's more pictures of the carburetors in the gallery as well. It is a 95 amp alternator. That little gauge that's there is a fuel pressure gauge. It was just a fun little last minute idea, and it does not interfere with the airflow of the fan shroud at all. There's actually a little cavity there that just pushes the air to the left and the right, so it does not interfere with the airflow at all, for anybody that may be wondering. Looking down below, you can get a glimpse of the A1 exhaust. It's a Sidewinder exhaust. The header itself is black ceramic coated. The muffler is a polished stainless. You can also see the Berg 3.5 quart sump and the serviceable oil filter. Out that the deck lid latch cabling has been hidden underneath. Normally this would run across and go back to that corner. This has been hidden underneath, and the way we did that is with a, I'm gonna get it from this side. We installed the little wheel there that puts pressure on the cable, and that allows the hood latch to operate because there's a safety mechanism in there where if the cable breaks, it will also release the hood latch. So it was kind of tricky to get that all to work, but it works great. I heard some comments on previous cars listed on Bring a Trailer concerned about big motors, and one of the members had given some information that is correct. The two main things for a big motor is to get plenty of air and to have plenty of oil. That's how the thing cools down. And so this motor has both. If you look to the back side here, this has a doghouse oil cooler attached to the back of the fan shroud, so it does not block the air circulation to the 3 and 4 cylinders. Those are the 2 cylinders that used to get hot. And also this has the 3.5 quart Berg sump, a external oil filter, and an external oil cooler. So instead of the 2.6 quarts of oil in a stock case, this has now a total of 6.5 quarts. So you got almost 4 quarts extra of oil in addition to the existing cooling. And along with that doghouse cooling system also incorporates a wider fan blade, so it is also moving more CFM of air. The deck lid has been modified. We cut out the rain drain to allow for more direct airflow to the carburetors and the fan. Also, the springs have been removed. The factory springs have been removed from the hinges, and in place are these gas struts. The mounts have been welded, both top and bottom, to the body. If you notice over on the passenger side, the wiring for the license light is using the gas strut, so there's not an external wire running directly from the body of the car all the way out. Side panels are all aluminum. The firewall is aluminum as well. And behind the firewall, or behind the side panels, I should say, at the top, near the top of the wheel wells, are the breathers for the valve covers. There's one for each side, so that the object was to try and minimize the wiring and the plumbing in the engine compartment. Just tried to clean things up as much as possible. The coil wire runs along with the plug wires to go towards the front of the car on the driver's side, and the alternator wiring goes down to the plug wires and passes around to go towards the starter. Other than that, the only other wiring is going from the oil pressure switch that goes down along with the distributor wiring, and that passes towards the front of the vehicle from underneath the engine, between the engine case and the sump. So it's protected, and it's also in a silicone sheath as well for heat, and it keeps everything, keeps the distributor and coil wiring isolated, so there's no interference there. All right, just wanted to do one more video of the underside of the engine. This is just after, it was about an hour ago that I shot the walk around the car video, and that was about a 4 or 5 mile drive. And just want to show that currently this engine is leak free, and there were a couple of leaks that I discovered after the first startup and run, but those have been addressed. Everything is looking good. I will say, though, that anybody that knows and has owned Volkswagens in the past, this is most likely a temporary situation. Any Volkswagen that I've ever owned or ever driven has always leaked at some point in time, and it's just a matter of time before some people call it thermocycling will take its toll, and you'll start to get little spots that'll start sweating oil and eventually getting worse. But this one is currently dry. Very happy with it. The last rendition of this motor, when it was taken apart, was leaking from about 3 or 4 different locations, and happy to see that it is not leaking from them now. So very happy with that. And I think that's about it. That's those are the main trouble spots that typically spring up.